Hey yo, peace fam. Source God, ORIONTV, bang bang bang. More life, family, bliss up, abundance, on a done know already. So yo, family, let's talk about the timeline, all right, and the current state of the flow and the construct in which they've placed us, all right? Because nothing makes sense according to the mainstream narrative. If you really think about it, nothing makes sense. And I'm going to show you guys a bunch of receipts, a bunch of pictures from the past that's going to prove that everything we've been told about the past is complete garbage, and that there's no way that their evolutionary timeline, like man coming from monkey, then cavemen, and all this and that, is just total garbage. It can't be real. And the fact that we're actually more primitive now, quote unquote primitive now, than we were in the past. Because remember, guys, there is the law of entropy. That means in time, all things go into decline. In the beginning, we started off up here. You feel me? We had all the designs for everything printed in our minds and in our Akashic records, our DNA, through the Most High. Once we were plugged into Source, we were moving with the natural pattern, so we had access to all knowledge. We were literal geniuses, you feel me? But in time, all things go into decline. So once we fell into dense physicality and they flipped the star upside down and they made matter over mind, we started to fall from grace. And through that fall, we eventually ended up where we are at now, totally barbaric, because we took on the code and the ways and the habits of the barbarians, of the fallen, if you guys understand. When we started out in this reality, we started out as angelic. We started out on a high level. We did not start out as apes and then became man. That's total foolishness. We started out as high-level angelics, then you fell to becoming man, then you fell to becoming mankind, and now you're human. You keep falling down in degrees instead of rising. Now that you've hit rock bottom, there's only one place to go, and that's up, if you're willing to spiral up and do what it takes to advance, all right? And the first step in your advancement is to let go of the bullshit that you've been taught about the past and about history, which is just his story. And remember, what they're calling mystery is my story. That's actually our story. The mystery systems, the mysteries, our story. So these are the mysteries that I'm showing you right here, family. This is what they hid from you. So in the past, we had all kinds of vehicles and machineries like what you're looking at here, like the monocycles, the monoplanes, the mono trains. You're going to see it all here in the video. I'm going to put all the pictures. But the point I'm making to you, family, is how can we be more advanced now than we were back then when we can't match the things that they created back then? Or the things we're creating now are just copies of things they made back then and they made even better, fam. It's ridiculous. I mean, you just think about the structures that, you know, you witness with your own eyes, the pyramids, right? Gobekli Tepe or Darin Kuyu, the pyramids, the Teotihuacan, the pyramids in Mexico. Any one of these monolithic sites you name around the world, these are things we can't recreate. You know what I mean? All forms of Atlantis or Tartaria, Great Israel, whatever you want to call it, they cannot recreate those structures or any of those technologies from the past. What they do is they reverse engineer and just do the best they can to copy. You feel me? They destroy the buildings, and what buildings they can't destroy, they just repurpose. So they turn your energetic power plants into churches. They were really temples of energy that produced energy for the entire civilization where you lived, but they turned them into a church. They took out the organs, took out the bells, all the harmonic symbols that created the frequency. They took that all away and it's turning them into like dead stone buildings where they go pray and worship and call it a church, when really and truly it was an energetic center point. You feel me? And these existed all throughout our city, throughout our civilizations. And our technology, family, like I said, it came from the quantum field. We were way more tapped in. So it wasn't like anything new, because there's nothing new under the sun. Everything exists within the Akashic records. Once you can tap into it, you have access to all the quote unquote inventions. Once you're locked off, you become dumb, basically like an animal. You can't create anything. You feel me? Because you can only create through source. Only the source is a creator. Everything else is a parasite and a copy, and that's what they've been doing. They've been copying everything you created from the beginning of time okay, and then try to tell you that it didn't exist to make them seem like they're the originators of everything because they want to be like God. They want to be the creator. You feel me? So your mystery systems, family, your mystery, the mythology, it holds all the truth of your actual history. Everything they're telling you in your school books and in the news and in church and all that is pure lies. That's the distraction to cover you up from your true godly, embodiment in this reality, because they want you to believe they're the ones gifting you all these things. All right, they want you to look at them like they're your savior, when in actuality they dumbed you down and now they're pretending to be the ones giving you a hand up. They're the ones who've been holding you down. So wake up, shake off the pineal gland, decalcify, like I've been telling you guys. You know what I mean? Use the frequency waves. Start to think. Okay, expand your mind, and the more you expand, the more pathways you create, the more the frequency will chisel off the calcium off your third eye, and the more you'll be able to see past the finite curve. But family, things like this should let you know that everything you've been taught is a lie. They had more then than we have now. Just like a peasant in the a peasant in like the 1200s or whatever, they lived better than we live now. Everything has fallen, family. We've gotten worse through time, more enslaved, okay? But now, like I said, we've hit rock bottom and there's only one place to go, and that's up. So let's chop. Bang, bang.